when we ended our last session, our wonderful rogue decided that it would be an excellent opportunity to make a little extra money and took on messenger service duty for one Mr. Sandhill, who needed someone to dash across the city, pick up a potion for his medicine, and bring it back. And he paid 2 platinum pieces up front for rushed delivery service. Gave you directions. You found your way across the city. You found this alley and could not for the life of you figure out where the shop was at first. Then a mysterious hooded figure showed up in the alley, essentially stared you down until you went back there. Then the mysterious figure turned around and disappeared into the wall. At which time you saw a door to your right and a window above the door with a bald-headed person that leaned out and said, "In here, through the door," or something to that effect, and then pulled his head in and the window disappeared. And you went in the door. The door itself was set in the wall, or appeared to be set in the wall, of the side wall of a candlemaker shop. There's no way that a room the size that you see on the map could possibly be in that space behind the candlemaker shop. So in some form or fashion, you have moved, transported, or something. But you're in this expansive hall. It is well lit with a nice tile floor, but you can't see where any light source would be. It's sort of ubiquitously lit, and it's just there. The large black square that you see, or rectangle that you see, is actually a hole. There's no guide rail. There's no warning. It's just a hole. And you can clearly see there's another floor down below. And at the far side of the room, there appears to be a set of stairs that head down to that level. As you've poked through the door and looking to your left, to your right on the screen, there's an archway where the hooded figure stands immobile in the center of that room under the arch. You see arrayed around you six other doors in the walls around the edges of the room. What you do not see is the wizard. Where do you go from there? What do you do next?
So because I left the door open, can I still look out the door and see the alleyway that I come into?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to talk to, well, you said he's not moving. Is he like still responsive?
No.
This figure guy? Okay. Then
Standing still, not moving, not looking, no response.
Okay. Then I'm going to walk around here, and I'm assuming there's a door here.
The doors are, I don't know if you can see this little looks like a wooden piece.
Oh, gotcha. I'll start at this door then. I'm going to, yep. I'll be nice. I'll knock first.
You get no No response in any way, shape, or form.
Then can I try to pick it?
It doesn't appear to be locked.
Oh, well then I'm gonna go in.
Okay. You pick that door. You select that door. You don't pick it. When you open it, you see inside this room, the walls are all draped in dark gray cloth. The floor itself is not the same tile as out in the main area where you are. It is a smooth black stone, except for the circle that you can see there. This circle is literally built into the floor itself. The black stone comes to the edges and stops, and it forms a complete circle. And there's a whole series of whorls and swirls and patterns inside that circle.
Okay. That's not going to interest me right now. I'm going to try this door then.
Okay. So it's also unlocked. And you're going in or opening?
Yeah.
Okay. You open that. This particular room is, again, draped in cloth around the walls like tapestries, but these are all like yellow, green, sort of outdoorsy feeling. And against the opposite wall is a pedestal with a large statue on it, as you see there. This you kind of get the feeling like it's almost like a mini temple or a shrine or something to that nature.
Okay. That's not the wizard or what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna go over here, not fall into the void or that hole, and try this door.
Okay. When you open that room up, that is very clearly a laboratory. There are bottles, there are little bubbling cauldron things, there are books, there are notes, there are mortar and pestle, there are bunches of little potion bottles laying around, and along the one wall there are a couple of buckets of water and another bucket that doesn't appear to have anything in it.
Are there any notes or anything on the tables?
Oh yeah, there are notes there. You can see them laid out.
I'm going to, well, I guess I should try to find the wizard before I start poking through things. I'll start going into the other doors.
Which one is next?
That one.
Okay. You open the door, and this room it's the walls are bare. The floor is that same black stone, smooth. There's a desk. There are a couple of candles on it. There's an inkwell. There's some paper. There's a very comfy looking chair. This has all the looks of I sit here and study.
All right. Try this door.
This room has a plain gray carpet. The walls themselves are equally gray, and it has a big, fluffy, comfy looking chair just sitting there and nothing else.
Okay. Try this one.
All right. So that door, when you open that door, this room has stuff.
Ooh.
This room has stacks and stacks and piles of stuff. There are robes hanging from hooks. There are masks piled on the floor. There's keys. There's brazier, like a thing, like a little, almost like a mobile it's a good thing that I'm in charge of making all the words. um it's like a big version of one of those smoke things they use in the church. It's
Oh
dangling,
yeah.
it's dangling from a tripod. There are
Okay.
packs. There's just a ton of stuff that looks like it's been collected from all over everywhere. The one thing that you do see that's set apart from everything else in the center of the room on the floor, there's a block of stone and there's a short sword sticking out of it.
Hmm. I'm going to, let's see. See if I want to do an investigation on that stone
Okay.
to see if I can figure out why it's in the center, what's the value, kind of like what's, if it's worth it for my character's appeal.
Roll a 20 sider. Tell me what you get for your investigation check.
I have a 9, and then let me see what my investigation I have +5, 14.
The stone itself is just a chunk. It's a chunk of rock. I mean, there's nothing unusual. There's nothing exciting. There's nothing really particularly different about it, other than it's set apart from everything else.
Okay. I'm going to continue to look for the wizard, and I'm going to go down the stairs.
All right.
Or wait, did I get all the doors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, I did.
You did get all the doors. So downstairs, hang on to yourself for a moment, because here we go. We're going to, this may be abrupt. We're going to switch to another map, but that means I've got to put you back out there, or you've got to put you back out there.
How do I put myself back out there?
Here,
Thank you.
you're welcome. As you come down to this lower level, the floor down here is stone, but it's a very particular pattern of stone. And that pattern has this giant circle in the middle of it that looks very similar to the room, the small version that you saw in the room upstairs, but this one is clearly broken and the pattern is indiscernible at this point.
Okay.
As you've come down the stairs, that symbol is essentially to your left. As you're facing, coming off the stairs, there's a wall with the door in the center, but behind you, there are some steps and there's a large circular opening that, as you look through the opening, you're looking out into a sunshiny field with a nice breeze. It looks very welcoming.
I'm going to go to this door first. Is it unlocked?
It appears to be unlocked.
Then I'm going to go in.
All right. So as you pull the door open and you look in here, there is the bald old man behind the desk. And he pops out from behind the desk and immediately starts yelling at you. Where have you been? This is a thing that was supposed to be delivered. We should be delivering things. You need to be in here. You need to get these things. Come in, come in, come in, come in, come in. And he turns around and he walks behind the desk.
Okay, then I'm coming in.
As you walk in, you realize he's not facing you at all. You see he's got a work desk with a bunch of notes on it and what looks like a full flask. He also has a big pedestal with a big book on it and a bed. This basically looks like a very sparse, like this is the part where he lives. And upstairs is all his crap and all the stuff that he does up there. And he turns around back to you and he goes, wait, who are you? Very confused. Were you here for something? I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
I was sent by Sandhill to pick up some nightshade.
Well, no, I'm Nightshade. That's me. No, so you weren't. I don't think you can pick me up. It doesn't seem like you could pick me up. Maybe you could. Are you strong?
Sandhill. Wait, are you asking me or
Sandhill? I don't remember Sandhill. Do a roll a 20-sider for me. Perception of some form.
Well, I got a 20 and then I have my perception is 6, so 26.
As you're standing there, he looks down at his desk. You see, it's almost like a physical change, but it's not really. It's still him. You see him, he kind of does a little shudder thing. And he looks up and he goes, oh, the potion was supposed to work. This was this is so depressing. I don't know. You're here for that, right? This is Sandhill would like you. It does seem to be about correct. That would be a thing. Were you and he together? Was that what this was about? And
He
then
sent me. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You see he turns back towards the flask and you see he does the little shutter thing and he just turns around and he's like, was he with you? Were you with him? That's hilarious. Wow. And he sent you to get this. You were with him, right?
I am now, or I am where now.
Wait, no, he's not here. With. Perhaps I should explain it differently. I know this really good joke, but it involves a donkey. Were you? No, I don't think I could tell you that. But seriously, him? That's this was a thing?
I was told I was picking up his medicine. Do you have it?
Oh, medicine. Sure. And he turns back to the desk away from you. And you notice it again. Now that you've noticed it, you can't stop noticing it. He twitches a little bit and he turns around and he holds up the flask or the yeah, it's not a flask. It's a like a wineskin. It's a little bit bigger than a flask. He holds up the skin and he's like, why are you still standing here? I have things to do. I'm a busy person. What are you doing? What do you want? Is this all you want? You should go. What do you do?
I'm going to I'm not gonna do what my first thought was. That's for damn sure.
Okay.
Give me a sec. I am going to let's see. I'm going to ask him, or no, I guess with my perception, does he have any papers on his desk?
He does. You don't recognize any of the symbology.
Okay.
He holds out the flask or the skin. Were you the messenger? Is that what this is
Yes.
about?
Yes.
Okay. This would be the part where you take the message, right?
And did I miss the message?
Seems a simple thing that you take this skin full of the potion that he wants. Why, why, why does he always pick the simple ones? Here, take this, take this, take this. Why are you not taking this?
Okay, I'm gonna take the flask then, or the
The skin.
skid. Thank you.
And then you see it again. And he twitches. And he goes, more work, no more successes.
Then I guess I'm going to go.
Okay.
And I guess I'm gonna try to leave.
Okay. So you're going to go back up a map.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. We'll go back upstairs. There we are back upstairs. Where are you headed?
I'm going to I want to go back into this room and I want to grab that set of keys.
Okay. So you head back into the room. You pick the keys up off the floor. They are heavy set of brass keys. You have no idea what they go to. And easy as that, you have a set of brass keys. What do you do next?
Now I'm gonna leave.
Okay. As soon as you get to the door out of that room, roll a 20-sider for me.
I got a 17.
How many hit points do you have?
I have 17.
No, incorrect. You now have 14 as the door alarm starts going, and you take a massive slap to the psyche and get tossed back into the room.
All right. Then I guess I will try to drop the keys and see if I can leave then.
Okay, you drop the keys and you can walk right out the door.
Well, that sucks, but okay. I walk out.
All right. And you, as you wander back out into the alley, you look back and it's a blank wall. There's no door there.
Then I'm going to go back to.
Okay. As you walk out of the alley, give me a perception check.
Is that a 20?
Yeah.
All right. That's a 13 plus. Let me see what I have. 6, 19.
So, being the sort of person that you are, you sort of have this sense, you get a feeling sometimes. And as you kind of glance around, you get the distinct impression that someone is tailing you or watching you. Do you react?
I'm going to not right away as I'm heading back. I'm going to see if I can try to lose them with using part of my stealth.
Okay. So one of the things with that, are you going to try to like duck down an alley kind of a thing to dodge away
Yeah.
from them? Okay. So you do a stealth roll for me.
Oh, son of a biscuit. No, there's no way. A 4.
Okay. So you think maybe you're like, okay, so you keep going and you get to another alley where you're like, all right, maybe I'm going to go this way. As you turn to duck down this alley, you totally run into this gargantuan dude, like bounce off of him, kind of like, oh, because your character, I forget, your character's not particularly tall, right? Or big?
No, my character's small. I'm 5'7", but I'm only 110 pounds.
Okay. This dude is easily 6.5 feet tall, and he looks like a door, but he looks like a door wearing studded leather shirt with brass knuckles on one hand and a sword in the other hand. And from behind you, you hear, excuse me, but perhaps we could discuss with you the item you're carrying.
I'm pretty much in the alley, and I have one on either side of me, so I'm pretty much cornered, right?
Right. One behind you, one in front of you, and an alley wall to either side.
All right. Well, I'm going to at least put the alley wall behind my back.
Okay.
And
when you turn, the person that was behind you, you see he's probably 3 or 4 inches shorter than you, and a remarkably similar build. He looks really, for just a second you're like, oh, he's scrawny, and then you go, oh, wait a minute, he's not really scrawny, he's more like wiry.
Mm-hmm.
And he is very casually leaning against the wall, sort of like this, and his other hand is out on the pommel of a sword as if it were a walking stick or a cane. He's being quite casual about the whole thing. So this item that you're carrying, I don't suppose we could simply ask you for it.
For what price?
Ah, excellent. The negotiations have begun. I am intrigued. I think we're on the right path here. let's just say if we give you information about this, would you be willing to give it up? Do you know what you're carrying?
It wasn't in my job to know.
That's always the case. There always seems to be something. It's absolutely terrible. He is absolutely terrible. Do you know who hired you to be a messenger?
I suppose.
And what if I told you that that medicine's not for him?
I would say it's none of my business. I was hired to do a job.
Hmm. Are you willing to have that kind of a stain on your character?
What stain are we talking?
How long have you been here? Do you have any idea who he is?
No, just seemed like a rich guy who was willing to offer me.
That's what it is. He looks past you at the door of a person on the other side and he says, "Now, isn't that just the way he works? Find a newbie. Tell you what we can do for you, newbie. We would be completely willing to take you under our wing and give you some protection in return for that small message that you're delivering. And we
And
can
what
extend this. We can make this an extended deal. If you're going to be in town, you could perhaps deal with us regularly."
would I need protection from?
Well, I mean, there are certain people that do claim to be connected in this area and could conceivably be upset if they didn't receive this medicine. However, we tend to think that this lack of medicine would upset the apple cart, and we don't think the protection would need to last that long.
Hmm. And when you say dealing with, what would I have deals for you with you for?
Oh, well, we take care of all sorts of little details. Um, you see, he makes a weird little gesture with his hand, and you're like, you kind of think it looks like a sign that you have seen before, but you're just kind of not familiar with how he went about making that sign.
Oh, I wonder if it has something to do with the coin that I have picked up.
Well, it might, perhaps. We could have further discussions along these lines, but we really need what's in that skin.
Hmm. And what am I supposed to tell my employer when I return with nothing?
So don't go back.
I have to. I have other business there that I am working with.
Oh, please tell me you're not working for Chicago.
There's talk of a job.
Still stands. We need the skin.
And if I was by chance dealing with a group, would this protection extend to them?
From behind the chatty fellow, you notice somebody shambling by the end of the alley. It just so happens to be your companion, the botanist. Here we are living in failure. All right, we're going to fake this for a second on the map. We're going to do a different thing. All right, so it's relatively crude as far as maps go, but it gets you the concept.
So does Azathan know I'm in the alley?
Okay. So the one who's been doing all the talking looks back over his shoulder, glances back at you, glances over his shoulder. Move along. Nothing to see here. It's okay. You get about as far as you are right there before his sword flicks out in your direction and stops in the middle of your path. Move along, sir. This is not your concern. We're working on a deal.
Yep.
Partner.
Sure is.
So this is the extended protection you were discussing.
No, there's others.
Absolutely. You're within 10 feet, not of the door, dude. You're probably, well, no, come to think of it, yes, you are within 10 feet of him. Let's call those squares that we see out there, let's call them 2-foot squares. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, ballpark 10 feet. He's sort of at the edge. Sure. So as you give these guys the once over, the guy closest to you with the short sword, short, thin, wiry. He's got sort of thinning blonde hair, brown eyes. He, if you had to describe him in a single word, you'd say slippery. He has the sword out, but you can see that he's got at least 2 more knives on his person that you can see. You don't see any insignia. You don't see any marks. You don't see any tattoos. You see nothing of that nature. The other dude, you look at him and you think, he hurts people. That's what he does. His nose is mashed over to the side like it's clearly been broken more than once. The hand that has the brass knuckles on them, you can see the knuckles themselves are enlarged, like they've been broken multiple times. The other hand, you can see scars that come up his hand and up his arm. He looks brutal, is what it amounts to. But again, no marks, no insignia, no chains dangling, none of that. There are no identifying pieces.
With a sleight of hand, would I be able to flash Azathan the coin that was in my pocket of my suspicions? The crimson? Yeah, the crimson coin.
Do a sleight of hand roll. Ugh.
Let's see, I got a 14 plus 6, 20.
Good Lord. The two others have no concept. They're like, what are you doing over there? Pretty much.
Mhm.
By the looks of the door at the other end of this little alley from you, you're thinking, I don't want to get within the range of those meat hooks. That would be bad. However, the unknown quantity is the guy standing next to you. So the casual leaning person is no longer leaning on the wall. He leans forward, sort of rolls his shoulders a little bit. So, the skin. We offer you protection in exchange for it. Okay, go ahead and move your token. Give me an idea of where you're trying to get. He steps in. You see, we're part of well, just an organization. We happen to have the best interest of certain parties in mind. We want to be helpful. Sandhill is not part of the organization. Doesn't matter really. What attachment do you have to him? We, on the other hand, we could perhaps come to some terms in the future. We could have mutually beneficial dealings. You still don't know what you're carrying.
And I take it you're not exactly going to tell us what we're carrying. Out of just the goodness of your heart, since that seems to be what you're all about. Wanting to help people, right?
He leans forward. He's like, you look a little bookish. Pop a cork. Take a whiff.
Sure. I will hold my hand out for the flask from Tia.
Okay.
Take it. Pop the cork. And smell
Do you
it.
have do you have alchemy?
Let's see. I have proficiency with an herbalist kit, but not an alchemist kit.
Okay.
Um, I am very proficient in medicine, though.
All right. Give me a roll of 20 cider.
Any skills or modifiers?
What would you use for the herbalism?
Herbalism is attached with is herbalism is attached to medicine, so wisdom.
Add your wisdom to it.
Okay. Just the modifier, or is this a medicine check?
Add the medicine in too. Make
Okay.
them together
Gotcha.
since he's leading you in that direction.
Sure. That is a 25.
Do you do a little like this to get a little taste while you smell it?
Sure, it's probably not going to kill me.
Okay. Roll 20 cider again.
Any ads?
Yeah, what's your constitution saving throw?
Ooh. Let's see. I'm not proficient in it. So that is a 13
Roll. Tell me what you get.
for roll for what?
Roll a saving throw. Roll a 20 cider. Tell me what you get.
Oh, that was a 13 on the save.
Oh,
for the
13.
Yeah, that was the roll.
Oh, sorry. I was confused. I thought your con was a 13.
Oh, no, my con is slightly higher than that.
Yeah. This thing that you're holding,
Uh-huh.
it's a slightly almond flavor, but there's something that's a little bit off.
Oh,
There's
no.
some crystals around the edge,
Uh-huh.
at the opening,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got a very deep golden color, and you don't remember why you were holding it.
Fascinating.
You're like, you just kind of stop and hand it back to her, like, what?
Huh. Okay, so I had to take that potion for a reason. Tia, why did I take that potion from you?
What was it?
Okay, so that's why I took the potion from you then. I'm gonna go through. Can I roll a medicine check to go through my mental Rolodex of what the hell that is?
Sure. Do another check for that.
That would be a. That will just be a flat 20, unnatural.
So it seems to you the only thing that comes close to that, and this is a bizarre variant.
Mm-hmm.
There's a there's a potion you've heard of that makes it so that it's very easy, and you come up with easy explanations, and you're very glib and you're very smooth, and making those easy explanations work would require.
Is it a charm potion?
It could be very similar to that, but the part where you suddenly don't remember things is what's throwing you off.
Yeah.
It's like a roofie.
That's
Do you
fair.
say that out loud?
Huh? Me?
Yes. Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
The chatty one looks at you and goes, "Smart guy. Look at you figuring it out." Now imagine if you drank a whole dose of that.
It's a memory wipe.
You got it.
Why? Okay. Could you give us just a minute? We're not gonna go anywhere. I just
Oh,
need to
I know.
speak with my
I
associate.
know you're not going anywhere. Not with that skin, you're not.
Uh, I'm gonna
He
turn.
takes he
Turn.
takes a little step, like a half step back,
Uh
and
huh.
sort of motions. And this guy takes it looks like a half step, but it turns out it's a pretty big step,
Yep.
even in a half.
Kind of a big
And he
step.
does this.
Oh, okay. He's gone back to the brooding bruiser pose.
Yeah, he basically set his sword just within reach against the wall so he could do this.
Fantastic. Tia,
Hmm.
what the
Any
fuck?
ideas?
What? Oh, what the fuck? Why are you in an alleyway?
Didn't mean for this.
Obviously not.
It
What?
was supposed to be a quick job
Uh huh. For how much?
for, 2 platinums.
That was 2 platinums up front, dear. 3 when you return.
Oh, I know.
two,
Oh, okay.
two platinum to go be a courier? Are you out of your mind? By yourself?
It seemed easy enough.
For 2 platinum?
Well, you got any ideas?
Okay, okay, okay. So we are literally between a rock and a hard place here.
A big hard place.
Yeah,
Like a 6-foot hard place.
yeah. So you took a mission from a politician to get medicine that turns out to basically be a memory drug.
Yes.
Let's not even wonder why a politician wants a memory drug. Put it in the water supply, who cares? I don't know. What could these two do with that?
You wouldn't know.
No.
They already don't even want to tell us where we suspect they're affiliated with.
Yeah, none of this is good.
Do we want their protection?
I don't. I would be more inclined to answer that if we knew who they were. Because otherwise, this could be 2 random thugs who are going to skip town at the end of the night, and then we get nothing and no pay and an angry politician.
Yeah. And they seem to know the other guy too.
Yeah, they are obviously connected. They're not individuals. They're just. We're at a stage whisper here, DM.
That's okay.
Can you mind? Can you do the like brain exploding thing on the big guy?
You have me mistaken for our other
Oh shit!
companion.
That's right. That's
I can do other things, but not that.
Can you do something with the big guy? I will try to distract the wiry one.
I'm not a cleric. I don't do miracle work. I could.
If we can get rid of the big guy, we can run.
I could.
I have a bunch of.
I could certainly try. Step 1: do not panic. Step 2: panic immensely.
I do have a handful of ball bearings in my pocket I can throw, but that will probably trip us up before it'll trip them.
Okay, so shifting out of oh god. All right. So there is really no good option here.
There's plenty of good options.
Good for us. Good for us is very limited.
Good for you.
Yeah, I only really give a shit about us.
So, You see, as you're having your little chat,
Mm-hmm.
the smaller guy makes a little gesture like that, and the brutal dude picks the sword up again,
Mm-hmm.
sort of readies himself, changes his stance a little bit.
Dude has thieves' can't. Uh,
Thea, you should have something like that for your character, correct?
The thieves can't?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I do. Let me look at those notes real quick.
It's a language. It's a language specialty, meaning you could
Base,
understand what he's saying.
it's like a
Yes.
sign language thing that you just had that moment you went, "Oh shit, he oh."
Uh-huh.
So all those notes I gave you before
Uh-huh.
about being able to communicate with these people,
Yes.
yeah, you could try that.
Okay, I'm going to try the thieves can't. Hold on.
When in doubt, disengaging and dashing are very good actions for you. Um, and I too have a very good series of actions I can do.
The fickle fingers are credited with the starting.
It won't, so that all the notes I gave you probably won't have anything specific about that.
Oh, but I'll just recognize the symbol
But
or
you'll
recognize the
you
gesture.
as soon as it clicks in, you're like, oh crap. It occurs to you that they may be locally connected, which is what they're trying to imply. And he's been making these little gestures that you have just completely missed.
Uh, so he could just be another rogue that's trying to just
Or
And
take from
if
us.
he is, and if he is actually connected,
that's a
the
thieves'
protection
guild.
scheme might be bigger than you think.
Oh. So he could be. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I can't. Oh, this is good. This is good. I like this. I don't want to say anything.
Hold on, give me a sec.
Okay.
Start throwing up them hand signs to identify yourself.
Yeah.
Just having that Iron Man moment. No, go ahead. Throw gang signs.
Go ahead. Go. I don't care. It goes up on social media.
So did I catch what that sleight of hand was to the big guy?
Basically, it was a get ready sort of a. It's a little different than what you know, but it looked like a get ready kind of
Mm-hmm.
emotion. Kind of, it's like a little because the
Yeah.
other dude was looking a little casual, and now it looks like
Okay, so
the
we
word
only TikTok. We
go, and he carves you down. That's
all
the part that he's
right.
at now.
All right. Well, I'm going to look at Azathan and tell him, well, whatever we're doing, we need to do it ASAP.
I have
You're
an
getting
idea.
impatient.
I have an idea. I have another bottle on me.
You have
So,
what?
I have other bottles, things like that, on me. I'm sure I
Okay.
have one that looks like generic potion bottle, right?
Yeah, but this isn't a this isn't a bottle. It's a skin.
It's a skin. Okay. Let me check my inventory real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to pull a high school trick that never actually works on actual alcohol. Uh, I don't have. Tia, do you have a skin on you?
Um,
Wine skin, water skin.
Just a skin. Yeah.
yeah, I have a skin.
Cool. I'm gonna need to borrow that.
There you go.
Okay. I'm going to take both skins. I'm going to transfer the vast majority of the medicine into one skin, into the formerly empty skin.
Okay.
And then I'm going to top the other one off, the original one off, with water to heavily dilute it, but it shouldn't change it enough to be noticeable.
Are you attempting to be stealthy about this in any way?
No. No, I'm not. I'm going to make a point. It's like, wait. Option C. Option C. Just hear me out. I'm going to do this blatantly in front of them. You in interest of transparency and mutually beneficial arrangements, we will give you this, but you need to be straight with us and tell us what the hell is going on and who the hell you are. And we'll take this diluted, but still... Hold on. I'm just going to lightly sample it again just to make sure it still gives that immediate effect of, why did I pick this up?
Not really, no.
Fair enough. That'll work.
You get just enough of the hint of the flavor
Yeah.
that you're like, they could probably pass. But anyone that really knows, they'd be like, oh no.
Fair enough. He
But
probably
an
doesn't actually know.
An untrained person, you could probably sneak that by.
Fair enough. So I will... We're making the trade here for the money and the benefits. But yeah, I'm going to hold out the actual or the actual parcel that we're supposed to deliver. I'm going to hold it out to the dude with the wiry looking dude. And so, I'll give you this. In exchange, I want some transparency on who the hell you are and what the hell this is for.
This could turn out to be even better than we thought. He reaches out. He'll take the skin with the non-diluted potion. And he says, well, in the future, should you need some assistance from the Stone Dust Gang,
Stone Dust Gang.
we could probably work something out that'd be quite beneficial.
All right. So I
Just
don't...
make sure that you... He points to you, Thea. He says, just make sure you deliver what's left of that little concoction alone. Don't let Book Boy here be seen about it. We don't want to give him any hints that anything is different.
Fair enough.
I will...
Will it still work?
It's a bad brew. Something happened.
I'm not an alchemist. I don't know. I'm just a messenger.
This could work out very, very neatly for all of us.
I will
Be
hand...
sure to hang about in the corners in the darkness at the pint and dress after you deliver this.
Pint and dress. Okay.
I think you'll be entertained. He makes another gesture, which you recognize automatically. You're like, oh, now I get it. He waves the other guy off, basically, and they're like, excellent to do business with you. Be seeing you. And this guy goes this way, and this guy goes this way, and you are now alone in the alley.
Turns to
I
Thea.
appreciate you.
You damn well better. And I'm going to place the diluted medicine in her hand and just lean in before I drop it. I want half.
I'll give him a platinum coin.
Total payment, not the upfront.
I only told you there's two.
I
What
know.
makes you think there's more?
Because I've been around for 112 years. I was not born yesterday.
Fine, I will give you a platinum. Wait, how much is a gold versus a platinum?
Platinum is 10 gold pieces.
All right, so I will give you a platinum and 5 gold.
I'll accept that.
Cool. Okay.
And now the rogue and the lawful neutral sliding towards lawful evil cleric are now friends. Not cleric, druid.
Yay!
Yeah, now go get paid and get us money.
Okay.
I have just a bag of fucking groceries and flowers.
I'm gonna go see Sand Hill now.
That's great. And my secrets have yet to be revealed.
You dash back off across the city, and remarkably, it occurs to you as you're about halfway back, you never said anything about the pint and dress. That's where you were supposed to meet Sandhill, but you never said anything about that in the alley.
Son of a biscuit.
So, as you get to the pint and dress, you see that Sandhill is actually it could be the real thing in this particular world, but I'm going for the colloquial terminology of holding court. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's in amongst a gaggle of people in this really nice establishment. I mean, polished floors, does not smell like beer. All of the folks that are in here look quite fashionable. At the one end of the room, there's a large fireplace with a big, gleaming, shiny, polished mantelpiece. And above that mantelpiece, hanging in an enclosure of wood, and it looks like glass, clear, maybe crystal, is an extremely fancy dress. And the clientele, everybody here, just, you walk in and you go, money. This place has money. And so do the people here. And you see him at the opposite end of the room holding court with his followers on. Do you approach, or what do you do?
As I'm approaching, am I able to use my sleight of hand to get any goodies off of the people I'm passing?
Roll a perception check.
That one's a 19, and I have 6. 25.
As you're sort of strolling up on people, you're doing this sort of like, I'm just gonna kind of, and you turn your head, and you didn't notice the guard that's standing in the corner before you kind of had that moment, and now you were like, oh, he's staring right at you. And it's really
Okay.
odd because anyone that you've seen so far of the city guard types are not they're not that attentive. B, their uniforms do not look that good. C, you look at them and you're like, I could run circles around them. This guy does not meet any of those standards. His uniform is crisp, it is clean, he is alert, he's paying attention, and he is very particularly paying attention to you.
Okay, then I'll behave and I'll just go to Sandhill.
Oh, here she is, delivering the medicine. Thank you so much, my dear. And he kind of um, makes this little gesture and reaches out. Um, as he makes this little gesture, the remaining payment pops up, one coin between each of his fingers, which you recognize as a very particular sleight of hand movement. You're like, oh, he just did whatever. And you're like, that was slick. That was a maneuver. And you can trade him the skin for the.
Oh, son of a biscuit. He's the head of an organization. I'm done pissed off the head of an organization.
We done pissed off the head of an organization.
You trade the skin.
Shit.
You trade the skin. You have your coins. Where do you go from there?
Away.
Out of that room.
Away.
Yes, I am leaving that room with my coins.
All right, cool. You dash, and that was it. That was it for your side adventure.
Decision.
Well, I'm alive, but I done pissed off.
That's it.
Someone I probably did not want to.
That's it so far. There may be more. There could perhaps be repercussions.
This is,